We've been in Cambodia for a whole week and we have not seen Angkor Wat yet.
Not yet.
We've been checking out the town of Siem Reap and having a couple of rainy days, so come along, we'll tell you all about it.
Yes.
So we flew in from Bangkok on a non-stop flight, 1 hour. It was so fast.
That was one of the fastest flights we've done internationally.
Yeah. One of the interesting notes is that we had to get an e-arrival card and a visa, which we applied for before we left the U.S. We got our visa, and the e-arrival card we had to get within a week of arrival in Cambodia. That's right. And so what we like to do is take our time. We spent about a week in Bangkok, and then now we're just kind of easing our way in and finding our way around Siem Reap before we go see the big sights.
Exactly right. And so just so you know, we are Teresa and Kevin, and this is Beyond Arrival, where we simplify the planning and amplify the experience. We're based in Siem Reap for a few weeks. We're going to see how this goes. And this video is about how we actually land somewhere. Most travelers stay for 2 to 3 days. We're here for weeks. Now, the reasons we do this, we like to adjust to the time difference, build a routine, get comfortable, and let the place kind of unfold naturally, more than try to just rush through. And you go to the experience, but you're not necessarily experiencing the place that you travel to.
That's right. So we are in Siem Reap, if we haven't mentioned that 3 times already. But what's interesting about it is Angkor Wat, which is the largest historic religious monument in the entire world.
In the world.
Is right up the road. Yeah.
Tremendous.
We haven't been there yet, but that's what we hear.
Yes.
So what we originally had planned was to go to another town, Phnom Penh, and then do this as a side trip. But then we thought, why don't we just go to Siem Reap and hang out there for a few weeks?
Yeah.
So we can come and go and check out the temples as we choose and just really take our time. So if you've ever thought about traveling at this pace, come along. We're going to tell you exactly how we approach this few weeks in Siem Reap.
Yep. Getting around in Siem Reap. Of course, you can walk to wherever you want to go, but there's a vehicle called a tuk-tuk, which is like a modified scooter, which is the default. They're cheap, inexpensive, and get you everywhere. They're actually a lot of fun. About $2 or $3 will get you anywhere you need to go.
Sometimes even just $1.
Even just $1. We've been going to the supermarkets for just $1. Then you also have the Grab, which is a rideshare app. It's the Uber equivalent out here in Southeast Asia. No haggling, no language barrier, and easy to use.
And we can actually reserve the tuk-tuk through the Grab app.
Yes, exactly right.
As well as something we don't know how to pronounce, which we wrote in today.
Yeah.
You want to try it?
No, I do not want to try
it.
It's like a scooter modified, almost like a tuk-tuk, but you're being towed behind it.
I call it a hayride.
It's almost like a hayride, but it is covered and it looks like a car.
You're in a wagon.
Yeah, it looks like a wagon on wheels.
We'll show you some footage of that. And then the other thing that's super interesting, speaking of cars, is from the moment we landed, so when we called a Grab to take us here to our rental, they picked us up in a big Lexus SUV.
A Lexus SUV.
And this was just a regular old, I just want a regular ride. And then we realized pretty much every car or vehicle in Siem Reap is a Toyota.
Yeah.
So can you name them all?
It's the town of the Lexus. So we saw a Lexus, we saw a Prius, we've seen Camry.
Highlander?
Yeah, Highlander. Don't remember seeing a Corolla, but the names are a little different as well.
Yeah.
But just think of every Toyota out here, especially the Lexus sedans. They're all out here.
And the SUVs.
And the SUVs.
It's all about Toyotas here. We're not sure the history. I feel like we need to do some research, but I'm guessing there's a strong Japanese influence. Japan?
From Japan. It's pretty cool.
Come on over, get yourself a Toyota.
Yes.
So we found a lovely rental here in Siem Reap. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I think we really lucked out. It's centrally located, so we can walk to dinner. We can walk to a chocolate factory. More on that later.
Right down the street.
Yes. And some of the amenities are...
This place has a pool and it has a gym.
That's right.
And security in front. 24-hour security.
I think it's 24, And there's Wi-Fi, of course.
Yep, we have Wi-Fi.
And within the unit, which we always look for, is a washer dryer. We
Yes.
usually just get a washer, but this time there's actually a dryer.
It's a real dryer.
I know.
It is so cool.
We're washing clothes every day practically. So washer dryer and
Yes.
drum roll please, a bathtub.
There's a bathtub here.
A really nice bathtub.
And it's like a wet shower, because some places have a wet shower. This is all contained in one area. So you can take a bath, shower, or shower bath, or just
Yeah.
a bath, or just a shower, all in the same area.
Fantastic. And then the kitchen is great. I mean, I would
Yes.
say we're not cooking a bunch of meals, but more on that later. We don't plan to, because you can get really affordable food.
Yeah.
But it's a great place for storing all our snacks. We love snacks.
Yeah, this place does have a ton of storage.
Yeah.
Which is unusual for places that we stay.
Yeah. So when we go to the grocery store, we're mostly getting breakfast food and snacks,
Yeah.
but plenty of storage, and we're just super pleased with this rental.
Yeah, having a place to come home to makes everything feel a lot smoother.
All right, so we are in our apartment.
Yes, we are.
Let's talk about what we've done to get ourselves situated. Let's call it that for the week.
Yeah.
Remember, we just spent a week in Bangkok. Just, I would say, taking the edges off of jet lag.
The soft landing.
Yeah, that's right. Because we are basically infants when we for the first few days, because we're 12 hours different.
Yes.
So we're literally opposite time, 12 hours ahead of the
That's
U.S.
exactly right.
11 hours technically, right?
Yeah, depending where we were.
Yeah.
11 to 12 hours.
Yeah.
And that can make a huge difference. Also with your technology.
Yeah.
So we use Google Fi to help with that soft landing, because I think they're in over 200 and some odd countries.
Yeah.
But everywhere we go and land, we turn off the phone, turn it back on, and we're good to go. So we don't have to worry about haggling or trying to get a SIM card or buying anything like that. It just makes things so much easier.
That's right. This is not an ad for Google Fi, but we do,
I know.
we do love it.
Google Fi,
Call
here
us.
we are.
Call
us. Any country we're in, you can reach us.
And one of the very first things we do, especially when
Yeah.
we're here in any place for a week or longer, typically, is we go to the grocery store
Yeah.
and get just a few things like breakfast food.
I would say breakfast food, a few snacks.
That's right, and drinks. Which brings me to the next point, which is water.
Yes.
Much like many other countries, including many parts of the U.S., you can't
Yeah.
actually drink the water.
Out of the tap.
So
That's right.
what's really nice about this apartment that we didn't mention is it
Yeah.
has filtered water throughout. So every sink has a little
Yeah.
water filter on it, which I don't think
Huge
I've
help.
seen
That's
anywhere
huge. No.
that we've been.
Because usually when we go places, we have to order water or have it brought
Yeah.
in or carry it from the store. Now it's just on every single sink. So that
That's
is a
great.
huge plus when we're buying our groceries for the morning.
And one more thing about the apartment is there's daily housekeeping if you
Yes,
would like
if
it.
you want it.
We don't have daily housekeeping, but they do provide bottles of water, like glass bottles full of filtered water as well,
Yeah.
which isn't necessary, but I do love it. It's super convenient.
That's right.
So, other things we've done this week.
Well, you had an incident where you kind of threw your phone in the air somewhere. It had a soft
It
landing,
was slippery, all right.
which was great, but you decided to buy a phone case.
Yes, my first phone case in a decade or longer, I bet. We like to just go naked phoned.
Yeah,
Is that the right word?
I think so.
Yeah. So I got a phone case. We went to a new tech store, so that was, or a tech store, so that was kind of a fun little errand.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
When you go to the tech store, they open things up right in front of you. They put your phone in there. They take things apart. So you see exactly what you're buying before you buy it. So that was an interesting experience.
I love it.
It was nice.
I'm in love with my new phone case. It's nothing fancy, but it feels more secure.
Yes.
And I guess the only two other things. One is we've just been researching for our excursions.
Yeah.
Learning all about Angkor Wat, which we will be heading out to very soon to
That's right.
see all the temples. I hope you'll subscribe and
Yeah.
see those videos.
That's right.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, one of the things we've realized when we go to places or, you get to those sites, you go really quickly through it, you're like, oh, this is amazing. But then within like a few days or so, you're like, oh, I wish I would have done this or taken a photo of that and I didn't know about this part. So we try to minimize that by doing a ton of research while we're at a place, and then you can really try to minimize those regrets later on.
God forbid we do it before we get here. We like to do it. We're sitting here watching Siem Reap and Angkor Wat videos in Siem Reap,
Yes.
which seems hilarious, but
This place is so big. I mean, you can get a pass for a week because it's kind of like the size of a city.
It's gigantic, 400 acres
Yeah.
to be exact. Not to spoil anything for you, but it's huge. And then we've been getting ourselves situated for work. So
Yes,
we're
exactly
both
right.
doing work, and
Yeah, still working on the East Coast time zone for me. So it's a 12, well, actually, it's about 13-hour time difference for me. But it works out fine, and just get up and parse out the day. But take that into consideration with your sleep schedule, work schedule, and touring different sites and places.
yeah, what that means for us is we actually have most of the daylight hours to
Yes.
go do whatever. So it works perfectly.
Works out really well.
Yeah, as long as Kevin gets a few hours of sleep.
Yes. One of the reasons we like to travel to different places is to experience the culture and the food. And we look for affordability. Cambodia is extremely affordable. You can go out and get a meal for $2, maybe $3, take a Grab ride for $3 on the high end. I mean, it is amazing where it makes sense to order food, have it delivered, and eat that food rather than go to the grocery store, try to make it yourself, and try to save a little bit of money. Doesn't work here. Does not work here. You just order out, which is a different shift for me, I think for both of us.
Yeah.
But it's so affordable here, and the purchasing power is pretty amazing.
Well, and I think the first night when we were ordering food on the app, because you also order that through Grab, and we were going through, and I was like, is this right? Because it was really affordable, like $2 to $3 for an entree.
For an entree.
And I was like, how many entrees should we get? Should we get 2 or 3 or 4? There's just 2 of us.
Yeah.
But it was kind of incredible. And then we went out to eat one day to try the local Cambodian
cuisine.
food.
Yeah.
And for the whole bill, which was an appetizer, 2 entrees,
Yeah, we both had a good amount of food.
a couple drinks,
Yes.
and it was like $13.
$13.
Yeah, and that was expensive. Like,
Yeah.
that was eating out.
That was on the higher end.
Yeah, that was a fancy place.
You know things are inexpensive when you're taking photos and pictures of the receipt.
We have been doing that, I'm not gonna lie.
It's pretty amazing.
Right,
Yeah.
and then in terms of lodging,
Yes.
we're in what I would consider higher end or more expensive. You can definitely get a more affordable place if you came here, and it's
Yes,
about
yeah.
roughly $45 a night.
About that, yeah.
But you can certainly find something for a lot less. Again, this is 2 bedrooms, which if you're traveling
Yep.
by yourself, or maybe it's just 2 of you, but because we both are working, we need to
Yeah.
have 2 bedrooms, so we
2
can really
bedrooms,
get
2 baths.
That's
You
right.
need a little bit of separation for the work.
Yeah.
And there's a gym here, security guard, and a pool as
Yeah.
well.
So we can't stress strongly enough how affordable things are
Yeah.
here in Cambodia. I don't know, we would have to do the comparison, but I think the purchasing power is even greater here
I
than
think
Vietnam.
so. I think so.
Do you think that's right?
Yeah.
I don't know,
Well,
it depends on the thing,
We'd
right?
have to do a really close equivalent. And so
Close.
this is getting down to the weeds a little bit, but the portion sizes are a little smaller
they are.
than they are in other places.
In Vietnam
And
specifically.
In Vietnam specifically. Well, Cambodia. The portion sizes here are a little smaller
than Vietnam.
than Vietnam is in other places we've been.
Yeah.
But if you look at it like, kind of apples to apples, your
Yeah.
dollar does go a lot further here.
Yeah, so come on over. Cambodia is beautiful. We love it. We like to think about what we would tell a friend if they were coming to visit, aside from everything we've just told you all in this
Yeah.
video. So here are a few quick things that we find interesting. The first of which is something I really almost didn't believe once a friend of ours told us this.
Yes.
That the riel, which is the Cambodian currency, is pegged to the US dollar. So what that means is you don't actually have to do foreign exchange conversions, meaning think about from day to day how much your money is worth versus their money. So, and you can also spend the US dollar.
Yeah.
And many menus and other things, it shows both a price in USD and the local currency.
That's exactly right.
And today we got money out of the ATM
Yeah,
in
American dollars. I was kind of surprised seeing American dollars shoot out of there.
wild.
Wild.
Yeah.
Now, the thing to note is the bills must be extremely pristine. They have to be crispy. They have to be clean, or they will not accept them.
And no tiny tears.
We were at a vendor. We were buying chocolate, and it was like, I don't know. I pulled out a $20 bill, and it was crisp.
It was
nice.
crispish.
And this lady found like a quarter or a 16th of an inch rip on there. And her finger went, she was like, no, we will not
Handed
accept
it right
this.
back.
Yeah, so I had to go back and get. Luckily, we were close to the hotel,
Yeah.
so I just came back and got another $20, and ironed it a little bit and brought it over to her, and she accepted it. But they are not joking when
Yeah.
the money must be pristine. American dollars must be pristine.
So those dusty old crumpled bills that you have in your pocket, leave them at home. They're
Not
not
gonna
going to
happen.
take them.
Not going to happen.
So that's one thing. The other
Yeah.
thing that is convenient in terms of a
Mm-hmm.
soft landing is many people here speak English.
Yes.
I would
Yeah.
say most.
I would say most of the people we've encountered
Yeah.
speak in English or a few words to get by.
Yeah.
I think they're used to dealing with tourists.
Yeah, it's
so they
very
know,
much a tourist
Yeah.
town.
So it's like the basic stuff, like restaurant, thank you, like those type of things.
That's right, or point at things and you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
The other thing I like to do is, like with the staff here or the team here at the rental, is if we need something, we'll send it in WhatsApp so
That's
they
right.
have a moment to process on it because it may not translate perfectly right away.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing to remember, that so many places outside the U.S. use travel apps differently.
Yeah.
And that WhatsApp, that's like a godsend.
Yes.
Because they can translate it if they want to using the
Yeah,
app.
that's right. And we are here during the raining season, it turns out.
Yes, yeah. It'll rain for a few minutes, then it'll
Yeah.
stop. Or it'll rain for like a
All
day.
day. We
and
just
then
did
stop.
the other day.
Yeah, but it was okay.
We survived. It was fine. We just
Yeah.
called. Also on Grab, you can get a regular car.
Mm-hmm.
So we took a regular car instead of a tuk-tuk, so we didn't get drenched.
Yeah, and just pay attention to the locals. When we were
Yeah.
out, when it was raining, and you see everyone battening down the hatches, bringing their signs inside, getting rid of their chairs that
Yeah.
are on the sidewalk. We're like, okay, it might rain longer than normal. And other times, they don't do that. So just pay attention to the locals, and they can be a weather service for you.
Yes. And then regarding the apps, going back to what we were talking about with WhatsApp, just a reminder that we do have a video you can check out about the 11. Is it 11 or 13?
It's 11 of them.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Go check out that video.
Yeah, it makes a difference. These apps make a huge difference, and it's always better to download them in your home country before you go somewhere else, because the services might not be the same. You might not be able to get
Yeah.
onto the cellular service. So I think it's always a good thing to do it beforehand.
I think I don't remember which app it was. Was it Google Maps? The other day I joked. I was like, maybe I should follow our own advice and make sure we've downloaded this
Yeah.
before we get here. Whatever it was, I can't remember, but it
Yeah,
was
but we had it.
comical.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, some of the things that surprised us while we were here is that people will burn their trash. So we think there's a fire going on. You see all this smoke, and we talk to the people at the desk.
I sent them a video of the smoke.
Like, no, they're just burning their trash.
Rubbish. They're burning their rubbish. It's
is what
fine.
they use. And I think they throw some incense in there because every now and then it smells really nice. But we had to make sure that it wasn't a fire while we're here.
Like 3 buildings.
Three buildings over, not
Yeah.
that far.
Yeah.
So be ready for people to burn their trash
Yeah.
while you're here in Cambodia.
It was like as soon as the rain stopped, it was
Yeah.
time to burn.
Yeah.
I guess that's how it works. And this is not burning season because I know that's
It's not burning season.
It's a whole other thing. And then we have experienced a couple of very brief power outages,
Yes.
which is not uncommon around the world, but just know that that's a thing.
And it was pretty much for like a few minutes.
Yeah.
It was, of course, while I was working, then all the lights go out, and then I'm trying to figure out where I'm going, then the lights come back on. Okay, great. And then it went back out again, and then on. I thought someone was maybe playing with a power
Yeah.
switch for the whole
I
building.
thought it was a fuse box or something.
It could have been.
Yeah.
But then it was fine after that. So
Yeah.
every now and then you get intermittent power outages.
That's right. And my favorite topic, bugs. If you know me, you know that I have an unrealistic
Yes.
fear of bugs of all sizes and shapes. So, but I try to manage that in tropical locations
Yes.
like here.
And I am the bug killer.
Yes.
I am the bug hunter.
The bug police. But here, I mean, there's been a few mosquitoes. I would say it's not atrocious.
It's not bad,
But we're
yeah.
also not wandering the jungles.
No.
And then the interesting bug this time has been crickets.
Crickets everywhere. These crickets are flying around, and they're hopping like they're drunk, which is
Yeah.
very interesting. I've never seen crickets hop sideways, but they're very easy to
Yeah.
get and dispose of.
So we've had a few
Yes.
in the apartment. Crickets actually don't bother me.
Okay.
Yeah. Not like big roaches in
No.
other places we've been.
Okay.
So I think, any other bugs we've had?
Every now and then we'll see ants here.
Yeah.
They're really tiny, tiny, small
Like sugar
ants.
ants. Yeah.
Sugar ants. I
Sugar
like that.
ants. Yeah.
But other than that, it's just
Yeah.
the regular things you'll expect in a tropical place.
Yeah. No biggie. So that wraps up our first week here
Yeah.
in Cambodia. And we have really loved it. Just today when we were out,
That's
I was
right.
like, this town is beautiful. Like the traffic is calm. It's a very peaceful place.
I think it's the people. People here are just very, very mild and relaxed. And one of the things, it took us about a week before we realized it, well, maybe like 4 days in, nobody honks their horn.
Yeah.
It's the wildest thing to go in traffic and you don't hear any horns honking because everyone's just relaxed, having a good time, just trying to get to where they're trying to get to.
Back to the people, I was going to say, I don't know that we've mentioned that yet. And
No.
the people here are ridiculously nice,
Ridiculously nice.
lovely, accommodating.
Yep.
And I don't think it's just because we're tourists. It seems like
No,
it's a general,
it's a general
feel
thing.
of peacefulness.
Yeah.
So
When we're walking down the street or in cars and people make eye contact, they look for a quick second because they know we're not from here. Then you get the biggest smile.
Yeah.
And the tradition here is like to nod a little bit. And these are strangers. I mean,
Yeah.
everywhere we go, grocery
Very
store,
sweet.
down the street, doesn't matter. People
Yeah.
are really nice, really kind.
So this was our first week. Next
first
up,
week, yeah.
we'll be going to Angkor Wat, like we mentioned.
We are going to explore
Yes.
sites while we are here.
That's
and we'll
why
give you
we're here.
updates on that
Yes.
as well.
Hopefully, lots of footage. Stay
Yeah.
tuned. And then, if you happen to be coming to Cambodia
Mm-hmm.
or have questions, please drop them in the comments below or
Yes.
comments.
Yeah.
Drop it down below.
Let us know. Give us some input. We always
Yeah.
like to have more information.
That's right.
It's always helpful. And so, yeah, we are Beyond Arrival, where we simplify the planning and amplify the experience. And we'd love to have you along for the ride.